Welcome, everybody, to the Dope Dichotomy podcast. I am your host, Mona, aka Mona Kane. Thank y'all for tuning in. As you can see, Cedric is not here tonight because he is in New York. He did the New York Fashion Week runway show for the Ross Experiment. As you know, our previous guest, Renard Ross, got invited back for the second time. And they had a dope show, it looks like. I got to see some clips, and Cedric will be on virtually if he did not fall asleep. So, Shauna, if you were watching, Cedric was talking to us and waiting for the link, and then all of a sudden he's not responding anymore. So I think he might have fell asleep. If you talk to him, tell him don't worry about it if he's sleeping. If not, hop on. The link has been sent to him. Okay. Also, I have a special guest in the building tonight. Miss Amanda Gibson. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here.
So Amanda flew in, right? Because she did the part 1 of Surviving Woodbridge, and she wanted to come in studio and tell the rest of her story and be able to go in depth. So that's what we're going to do tonight. The concept, you know the word I'm looking for, but the layout of tonight's episode is going to be a little different. I'm not even really drinking. I want to be, totally tapped in. And we're going to get into talking to her. If you have any specific questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I have my laptop, but I left my laptop charger. I got like 35 minutes left on it. But EK gonna hook us up and make sure the comments coming up on the screen. All right, my phone just buzzed. Let me see if it is. Let me see if that's Cedric. It's not Cedric. It's not Cedric. What's up, Jatana? I love that name. Love that name. Love that name. All right, so before we get into everything here, I want to say my bad for you not knowing exactly where the studio was. So the first time she came on, I have a in-studio memo and I have a virtual memo. So I had sent her the virtual memo, which does not list our address, right? And we're both from Woodbridge. So she assumed the studio was in Woodbridge. Because we haven't, been talking, back and forth for nothing over the years. So she didn't know, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't think to tell her that. I just thought everybody knew I lived in Fredericksburg, you know what I'm saying? But she does not live here. So anyways, miscommunication on that. So she had to stay, somewhere other than Fredericksburg. And I did not know that. But we're going to, correct that, all that good stuff. But it's probably for the best. I didn't want anybody to know she was coming or anything like that because, we want to keep everybody safe and comfortable. So, before we get into that, how was your week?
Not bad. I didn't do much this week. Hung out with my babies.
Try to project your voice. That's the mic right there, but you're so soft-spoken. We'll make sure. If y'all can't hear her, let me know in the comments. Okay? So, say hello.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, there you go. You project your voice then. There you go. All right, so EK crawling on the floor. Here we go. Oh, he about to do some magic. So your week was pretty good?
Not bad at all.
That's good. My week was pretty good. I had a wonderful week at work, actually. And then today I got to do some self-care time with my friend Missy, who did my amazing nails. So if you see me talking to you like this, half of me, I feel like I got a booger in my nose. I keep rubbing my nose, but, I swear it's not cocaine. I swear, y'all. I'd be a lot more hyper, and I'm really chill right now. But, anyways, I'm going to put my fingers up because I love them. You see?
They're beautiful.
Y'all see my nails? They're like cat eye, and they have like a little bling on them and stuff. I think they're cute. All right, Jatana said that they can hear.
Okay.
They can hear you. So, EK,
time comes if it needs.
Okay, if it needs be. Do you have that slide?
I do.
Okay. So, I just want to give a shout out. I gotta pull it up real quick. Y'all caught our. Did y'all catch our last episode with the amazing Reese Elliott? If you did not, please run that back. He was so dope, so inspirational, and just like a dude next door. He didn't have like any type of, you know what I'm saying? Like pretension with him. It was really dope. But during that episode, because we do our VIP every week, so whoever leaves the most comments, is the most active in the comments, you receive a $10 payout on our next episode. So, Mr. James Elliott, congratulations. I don't have the right now because Cedric's not here. But congratulations, you were the VIP of our last episode, and you should be getting that Cash App tomorrow once Cedric wakes up. We'll make sure you get that. Okay. All right. So I definitely appreciate you coming. I do.
Thank you, Mom.
No problem. So just to recap, for those of you who did not see the first episode, Amanda shared that she had gotten into quite a situation and went to go see some people that she thought, she could trust. They were like, yeah, took her to a house. She saw several people outside of that house, including some people we went to high school with. Once she was in the house, she was sexually assaulted by multiple people. And we kind of ended there, but there's a lot more to the story and there's a lot more details that she wants to go in. So I'm going to open the floor up to you.
Thank you.
I'll jump in, when I need to, but this is definitely, time for you to be able to tell your story.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So we left off with you at the house.
Yes.
Okay. Or leaving the house.
When I got to the other guy's house.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And he, when I was about to leave, he said, I know you're not getting ready to leave without giving me some. So I know that's where I ended off at.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened there. I had to give him some to get out the house. So then I left afterwards. Again, he fed me, let me take a shower, different things like that. Told me how bad he felt for what happened to me.
Wow.
But then he still wanted.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to let you tell it, but this is crazy.
I'm so sorry.
Did y'all hear what she said? After being, gang, raped, this person takes her and lets her take a shower, feeds her, and then when she says she's ready to leave, they say, I know you're not going to leave without giving me some, so she had to do it again. That's wild.
Yes, and I do want to reiterate that this is the same gentleman that was tapping on the window that woke me up while I was laying on the pool table. He was tapping on the window and helped me to direct me out the house. So he guided me out the house when I had the bomber jacket on and no underwear, no pants, just running to his house, which was up the street in the same neighborhood. But after that, when I left, I was kind of alone because my mom had left. So I really had nowhere to go. I was hanging with the wrong people, and I kind of went back to my home in Woodbridge, and I broke in so I could get some clothes, things like that. And with me being a runaway, I was now a runaway, technically.
What's up, Adam?
Technically, I was a runaway, so I went, changed my clothes, got that, and then I went back to, it's some apartments on Route 1 behind Popeyes. And that's where the people that I was hanging with in the first segment that I was talking about, they stayed in those apartments. So I went back there, and I was technically looking for my boyfriend. His name was Noodles at the time. They called him Noodles, Mark. There at that apartment, it was only females there, and it was also a special needs boy. He was one of the brothers. He was there. So as I'm there, I'm already paranoid. I'm sitting there. I can't tell anybody. Did that
special needs boy go to our school?
No.
Okay.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. But when I went there, I was expecting Noodles to come so I can tell him what happened there. That's not what happened. So while we're sitting there, again, it was just the women because that's where the women stayed. Women were there, and we're sitting there in a chair, and suddenly all the men rushed in. Boom, 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 boom. I was not expecting to see them because
the same men from
men rushed in. Yes. And me automatically, I'm getting up.
So the same men from the first house that you were. Oh, from the hotel. So not from the Georgetown Village house. From the hotel. Okay.
So I'm grabbing my stuff. I'm getting ready to go, but I noticed that there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of ruckus going on, and I was afraid, because these are big men.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw me and pretty much was like, "What you doing here?" And I'm like, "I'm finna leave." And he was like, "No, you're not going nowhere." Cool. They went to the back, and you can hear them arguing very loudly. I won't go into detail about what they were arguing about. I will say that suddenly there was a helicopter above, and then a lot of police were around.
Oh, wow.
And at the moment, there was a need to exit and get rid of some things. So they had asked me, and which I did, how are we going to get rid of this? And to be honest with you, it was a bag full of weapons. They lived on the 3rd floor, maybe the 4th, because I jumped out the window. I threw the bag out, and I jumped out the window with the bag of weapons, and I ran into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in the middle of the night, and I dropped the bag after something.
Why'd you grab the weapons?
Because I was going back.
Okay.
Yes, I was going back to them. And that's why I wanted to come here, because I wanted to let them know how close all of y'all was to dying. Like, I'm from Chicago, and I'm going to make that clear, but I'm not from 63rd either. So, but I had those weapons. And may I ask, where is Dr. Weisenberger?
I don't know where his bitch ass is. I couldn't stand him. He the one who was always making me come out of class because he was trying to mess this brain up. He didn't like that I was a thinker. He was always pulling me out of class for some shit. Fuck you, Dr. Weisenberger. With your fat ass.
Is he still alive?
I don't know.
Well, he is the one that saved their life. I will say, Dr. Weisenberger, for some reason, had always been on me. And I don't know. I don't think
he was always on me, too.
You know what I mean? But he was driving around, and he found me. And I had gone back to where it happened at, up there in that same house, and I was sitting in that neighborhood, and I was stalking for 3 days. I was sitting off to the side for 3 days, waiting on them to come back to that porch. And when I thought about it, after telling that story on the first podcast...
Well, hold on. How did Dr. Weisenberger help them avoid getting murked?
Because Dr. Weisenberger, I had on all black, and I was sitting off to the side, and I found it to be the perfect moment. They didn't come back for a couple of days, but on that last day that they came back, I saw them. And I was getting right up on them. And honestly, when I think about it, I'd have probably been in jail for a good 30 years. So this is a 30-year anniversary. It's been about 30 years since that happened. So this would have been, I'd have probably done about 30 years for that. Maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. But I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it. And Dr. Weisenberger caught me coming across the street.
Oh, he lived in the area?
No.
He was just driving around?
That's the second time Dr. Weisenberger pulled me out of that area and was like, get in the car. Get in the car.
He probably was CIA. Not for real. Because one of the things he made me do was come out of class and put me in some kind of assembly we were having with a congressperson. I remember it. Because I was challenging, all kinds of stuff, always in class. That's wild. I'm serious. I'm serious. And I was a gateway program tested kid. How many of y'all remember being tested and drinking that pink drink? Or having near death experience? I do.
Quite a few.
Yep. But anyways, go ahead.
So after that, I wanted to bring up, I had mentioned when I was on the table, and one thing I realized is that I did hear them come down the steps. And at first I thought it was the people on the floor. Because when I was in there, they was everywhere, But I remember hearing them rush down the steps, which means it had to be the ones that was outside that I walked past that did it. You know what I mean? And that's why I said at first I didn't want to say no names because I couldn't prove who it was. But they came down the steps. So it was y'all.
Okay, hold on. Just to recap. So are you saying that later on, when you were able to put 2 and 2 together, the people that were on the steps in Georgetown Village or Village Gate, we don't know which one it was, but around that area, were the same people who came down the steps and sexually assaulted you?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Because you could hear people coming down the steps. You couldn't hear them moving, the ones that are already there.
Facts, Chitana.
So when I think about it, they came down the steps, and that's when everything started. So that's when they grabbed me, put their hands around my mouth, around my throat, everywhere, was doing all that.
Well, now that you've said that, I just want to state, so you did mention people that are known in the area, and you did mention someone that we went to school with. Last, part one.
Mm-hmm.
I did reach out to. You can repeat his name if you want to. It's up to you. But I did reach out to that person, and they basically said that's something that happened in the past, and they're focused on positivity. Did not really acknowledge that it happened, but said no one should live in the past. It was a very blank statement, whatever. But don't want no parts of it. So I just want to make that clear to the audience because that is what happened. They don't want no parts. They don't want to talk about it. I did give them the opportunity to come on and, rebuttal anything that was said. And it was basically, very upset, which is understandable if somebody has your name and something like that, if it did not happen. Or if it did. Some people don't like that either. They don't like the truth. But I really would have, I would have preferred for somebody who is being named to, state their version of events or whatever, but they did not want to do so. And the other people, I did not have a way of reaching out to them. But if anybody wants to, come on and counter what Ms. Gibson is saying, they are more than welcome. I doubt that will happen, but they are more than welcome.
I want to just be, just to say, the person that I brought up last time, I'm not saying that he was involved at all. I was just referring to them being much older and being outside Potomac High School with young girls. And I know that for a fact because he came to me. That's the only reason I brought it up. But the one, Eric, yes, I will say his name over and over and over again. Eric was involved. And I know that for a fact.
How do you know that for a fact?
He was on the steps. And Eric had, for a long time, Eric had always messed with me, like, in ways that I didn't find comfortable. And upon getting out that car and walking up to the steps, he is the main one that I looked at. He was the main one that I was afraid of because I know how he was. How intriguing and let me see this or let me see that or show me this or show me that. I wasn't even doing stuff back then like that. You know what I mean? But I really want to say, the reason that I wanted to come here is because I need people in Woodbridge to know the truth. Because when I talked about that pickle thing, that was significant. And that was because what happened at the hotel and then happened that night, I'm going to just say, it infected a lot of people. A lot of people. Upon me grabbing what I felt was a pickle, I later learned that it was actually a penis with warts on it. It was a penis with warts, okay? So that was HPV. So if there was a massive outbreak, if y'all married now, got men's and all that, and, let me just say, it was bad. It was bad, Mama.
Okay, and HPV, that's the human papillomavirus, right?
And the second part about I had a few strains of it. And I'm not ashamed to sit here and say it. Because I don't right now. I don't have it anymore. And I got medical records and I'm going to pull it up and show Mona.
Thank you so much for your transparency.
I don't have nothing to hide. My only thing is the pain that they caused me, the stuff that started to pop up, and the treatments that I had to go through for that. Have you ever had, I know it's a stupid question, but have you ever had acid poured on your vagina? I have. Raw. No medication, no nothing. Back then, the treatment for that with straight acid to the vagina. I had to do four treatments. 4 treatments. And then 2 years later, ended up having cervical cancer from the other strain. So I had to get my cervix frozen. And then every time I got pregnant, I had to have a C-section.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Woo. Okay. Let me go back a little bit. That's a lot to take in. I do appreciate you being transparent. I think that this story is very important. And I'm glad that you're here. I'm sorry that happened to you. And that's I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I'm like in awe that you are being this brave. Like, that's wow. Now,
I ain't got nothing to have on it.
Girl, let's go to Japan and get a Hattori Hanzo sword and do some Kill Bill shit. Cause what?
Yes. Yes.
What? So, and what's crazy is I used Kill Bill as an advertisement for the first episode. And I didn't even know all that, right? But anyways, okay, so, the pickle, do you know specifically who that was?
Absolutely. He's dead. He's dead now. That was Quake.
Okay.
That was Quake.
Okay.
Quake is dead. But yeah, that was him.
And how soon after the events of that night did you start having like symptoms and stuff?
It was because I was a runaway, and this is what made it so difficult. I was on the street, and I think I was on the street here in Virginia, and my mother was in Chicago, and I was out for a good 2 months before I was sent back to Chicago, because I was out here going from friend to friend, telling me I can't come or I can sleep over or sneak in and stuff like that, until that turned into me doing a full with my girlfriend Sham. We decided to hitchhike to Ohio at 15 and 16 years old to look for Stephanie Johnson.
Missy said, when you are truly healed, there is no shame. Proud of you, love.
Thank you very much. Because I really am. And I don't have no shame, because I don't have HPV anymore. So,
even if you did, there's no reason for you to be ashamed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you did not do nothing wrong in that situation.
That's the killer part. See, when I got home, the way my family treated me, I never got a chance to really sit back and tell my mom. Like, and I couldn't tell my brother, because, again, my brother would have got you. Trust me. Every last one of y'all would have got you. So I didn't do that. And instead, I came home and I kept telling my mom, something wrong. Something wrong. Like, I'm itching, like something wrong. Little things popping up, something wrong. She wasn't listening. Until I finally, one day, I was like, you know what? I just pulled my pants down and showed her my ass. And was like, Mom, I need to go now. Like, and she took me. She was in shock. But the way I was treated, as if I was some dirty whore by my own family. They were wiping down toilet seats. Like, they were doing the most. Like, just like I was some nasty girl out here, doing that. And I wasn't. This really happened to me. And at first I was going to be like, no, I'm going to take it to the grave. I can't do that, because something happened last May. And that's currently in litigation, which kicked it back off, like made me go like, damn, again, like something, again, I gotta go through this again. But, I don't know who all is still around. I know that they all should be ashamed of their damn self. Every last one of you. You're gonna have to look at me, and I hope you see this, and you know what you did, you nasty niggas. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But you know what you did. Okay? And you asked me how long before I started to experience symptoms. I would say the itching started within about a week. But the actual physical poop, 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 poop started popping up within about a month. So I had 2 months worth of stuff down there. Being on the streets. I was hitchhiking through Ohio with her. nowhere to sleep for weeks. For weeks, we was just sleeping in random places. We was going from D.C. to Maryland to back to Virginia to Ohio, like, until finally, I don't remember how I was able to get in contact with my mom, but I was able to get back home to Chicago. And after that, it's been up from there since I've been in Chicago. But
so the thing that you said is in litigation right now. Is that making you have to go to court? Are you able to speak on it, or you can't really say anything?
I can say that something happened with a medical provider, and it was very inappropriate what he did, and it is currently in litigation. Mm-hmm. So that's, to me, I'm like, really? You know, that to me made me be like, you know, I gotta speak on this. Like, mm-hmm. And then with everything that's coming out about everybody else, all these men being real pedophiles and mm-hmm. messing with children and it need to be talked about. It need to be talked about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do agree. It does need to be talked about. So did you ever speak on it at all to anyone throughout those years, or just recently?
No, what I did was, when I got back to Chicago, because my grandmother and my mother just didn't understand nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, I was smoking weed, and they was like, oh, she a drug addict. Like, oh my God, she's a drug addict. Like, no, I'm trying to cope. And mm-hmm. I couldn't cope around them, and I couldn't talk to them. So I called, you know, the suicide number. Mm-hmm. You know, the 1-800 get help number. I called them, and the boys came and got me. Mm-hmm. They came and got me. Took me right to the mental institution. Sure did. At 15, 16 years old, they had me in there. I talked to them. Mm-hmm. I told them. I was able to tell them, and they got me the proper treatment and therapy, and I've been in therapy for years about this.
So they weren't required to report a crime?
Who?
The mental hospital. Well, when you told them what happened.
Well, because it was in Illinois, it wasn't too much I don't think it would have been too much they would have done.
Oh, I thought the medical field, they had to report a crime, like if you said something.
I reported a crime to, what is this, what's the hospital in Alexandria right here?
You talking about Fairfax?
Is it Fairfax Hospital? I reported a rape to that hospital the day after having a baby. Something happened. That's a totally different story, but something happened. I went to the hospital, and I told them I was raped. The doctor told me, well, at least it stopped the bleeding. It's not that bad. So.
Well, Missy just said, no, they are not required to report a crime. I thought they were. Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing my husband said. And I'm going to say that, too. And that's why I said, fuck you, Barry, you a bitch. Because he going to tell me I deserve to be raped because I didn't report it.
Wow.
Who was I going to report it to? I was running for my life. Like, yeah. I had nowhere to go. I was afraid to go home of my stepfather because my mama left, so I didn't know what to do. My sister was somewhere, wherever the hell she was, and my other sister was somewhere. My mama took my brother and my other two little kids, her babies. So I was literally by myself on the street at 15, 16 years old, walking around Virginia, D.C., and Baltimore, and Ohio. With a certain chick, and she can chime in, Shamso Muhammad. Mm-hmm.
When you were on the streets with her, were you put in a position that you had to do certain things that you didn't want to do?
Over and over again with her. Over again with her. And the reason why, I love her to death. However, she was very beautiful. She was African, and she was very beautiful. And she used to say that her aunt was Iman. Mm-hmm. That was her thing. But she was very beautiful, and she dressed a certain way. Me, you see, I dressed fully covered all the time, always. She would put on a bikini top and, Daisy Dukes and be walking around. And that was her thing. That was her ploy of how she attracted who she wanted to get things from. Mm-hmm. That was her ploy, not mine. I'm just a dumb friend, looking for a place to stay, following her around. And she would get these dudes, she would get them in, get these dudes, get the weed, get the money, whatever she wanted out of them. But when it was time to give up that, nope, she would not. She would not. So she was putting us in very, very dangerous situations. Many times. And while I was in Ohio, being that we was a runaway, she convinced me. She was like, girl, we got to find some place to go. You need to put this on. You need to put this on. I'm tired of you walking around in that. She convinced me to put on a bikini top. And I still had my jeans on, but it was a bikini top. I was so uncomfortable. But I did it. I'm like, okay. And we walking around Ohio looking like some damn prostitutes. I knew better. And I told her, I said, you know what? I cannot do this no more. There's a church right there. A church. Black church. A Baptist church. And I walked right inside. And I said, we are runaways. I'm from Virginia. And I'm trying to get back home. Can you help me? That lady came towards us. She took a look at me and her and said, y'all cannot be in here. Y'all don't belong here. And pushed us out and closed the door.
And where did this happen? What city?
Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio. Yes. And when we got pushed out, I immediately told her, I'm done with this shit. I put my shirt on. Like, what are we doing out? Like, what are we doing? This is bad. We ended up at a rallies? A rallies. And the girl that worked there felt bad for us. And she took us home that night. And the funny part is that we were there for 3 days. And she was there with her dad. And you can guess what her dad wanted. 15.
You know, this is very real for me because that's how it was. I mean, it really was like that. Like, I'm just remembering, okay, I was in school, and when I was in school, I had a best friend. Everybody knew who my best friend was, you know what I'm saying? And we were so close that everybody thought we were sisters, and we would stay over at each other's house. I was always over there, whatever. This is when I was younger because I moved on my own when I was 15. So I had to be, 13, 14. I went to school early. So I was a little younger than everybody. And her dad, he basically saw me grow up, you know what I'm saying? And the moment I got pregnant with my oldest son, he propositioned me. And I had just turned 18. And I was of age, but that's wild. And that is mild. Like, there was constantly men trying to get something, constantly inappropriate shit going on, constantly. It's just what it was. We had pimps in our school, like real pimps. We had girls that got pimped that you could go see them on the corner in DC. Like, I'm not gonna put nobody's names out there, And when I think about it now, I'm like, everybody was underage, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who was grooming all these people to do these things? Like, where was this coming from? Because as much as I can get upset about how some of the, dudes was acting, it's like, what examples were they? You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. And I don't remember you being out there in school and being like, you know what I'm saying? So your story is very shocking to me because not to say that anybody deserves anything, but there was, girls who was more known to be out there and be like party girls. And then there was the people who was lied on, and then there was people who wasn't. And I never really heard or saw you, you know what I'm saying? So it's wild though. But if you have young daughters, definitely keep up with them because it is wild. And I can only imagine how it is now, even probably more. But the culture has changed a little bit for the better. I would think it has, because the things that were really accepted back then was a little wild, for sure.
I would say Virginia, because I lived in Alexandria as well for a little while, so I got a little history down there too. That's a little different story. But yes, Virginia is the main place, and I'll tell anybody in Illinois, you can get a ride. You can get a lot of things in Virginia. You can get picked up. You can get taken. You can get treated. You can get a lot of things in Virginia. And this is where it started.
You got to pay to play though. That's the down part. So going back to Woodbridge specifically. So the dudes at the barbershop, the dudes at the house, Did you ever have a moment where you've been able to confront any of them, heard them speak about that night, anything? Or has it been radio silence?
It's been radio silent. And that's my thing. Like, I always wanted to know, what did they say? Because I heard a little rumor, something like, oh, that was the thing. Years later, I had to come back out to the very same spot. My sister had a baby, and unbeknownst to me, her husband lived over there where it happened, just behind it. So I'm pulling up. Imagine me pulling up.
You talking about the hotel or
with the Georgetown?
Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He lived in Georgetown in the same damn place. So clearly, rumors have been spread because while I'm there helping my sister take care of her brand new baby, she had a neighbor across the street. He was trying to flirt, but he wasn't my cup of tea. And I didn't mind drinking and smoking with him. We was cool. But one night, though, we out there chilling, and he kept on trying to touch me. And I kept telling him, no, that's not what it is. And he was like, oh, man, come on now. Carcelo and Sam already told me how you get down, how you went over there and had sex with all them dudes over there, let all them hit it. And I said, excuse me? Excuse me? Yeah, they already told us how you let everybody run a train on you. Oh, really? That's what was said, huh? No, it wasn't a train. It definitely wasn't a train. They gang raped me. All of them.
And just to reiterate the culture at the time, there was a lot of trains being reported and being ran at that time. There was even trains and sexual assaults of people who were mentally I'll have to talk to you after the show. But now, let's be honest. So there was a girl who went to school with us who was, not like a little slow, like you could, what I'm saying? Special classes, everything. And yes, there was people who are very popular on Facebook now who was caught up in that. Yes, it was a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on at that time. I remember.
Wow.
I remember. Yeah. Not from Georgetown though.
Okay.
Yeah. More like I want to say State Streets. But I'm not prepared to go into that story. But yes, It was the culture at the time. The culture was also, cameras being put in the bathroom to watch girls during school and on the off season when the younger girls from the middle school was coming to school to play. That's a true story. Look that up in the paper. It was definitely a culture of sexual, debauchery.
Damn.
Yes. Yeah. You don't remember Mr. Jenkins?
I do.
And I don't even think, I think he was set up, but that's a whole nother story. Because if I tell you who I think set him up, it's going to blow your mind. I can't do that right now. Craziness. But as Cat Williams said on Club Shay Shay, this is the time of people being exposed and everything that was done in the dark and all these lies that people have told is bad. If you have sexually assaulted someone and never made amends for that, never even admitted, never took accountability, and you are now around children on a regular basis, that could be chickens coming home to roost very soon. So you should definitely get right with God, get right with the people that you have harmed, and that's what I'm going to say about that. All right, so in Woodbridge, though, so you found out that the people had, you started spreading rumors and, framed their narrative of what happened, right? So when that happened, did you ever hear anything else or get to speak to anybody or tell your side of the story? You just said that's not what happened.
Matter of fact, I got my bottle of liquor, left my mans outside, told him have a great night. I sat on my sister's couch, continued to drink, waited for my sister to come downstairs that very moment because I was going to body slam her. Because I wanted to know who told this man's that. You, my sister. So who told this man's that? Because I didn't tell you that. I told you. I didn't even tell my sisters, generally, the entire story. I told them, yes, I was raped. They don't know it to its entirety. Like y'all do now. Like the world does now. Because I always felt like they didn't give a shit. That's honest to God truth. And when we did the first podcast, I was so excited to show my brother. I'm like, this is what I'm working on. And then I realized I never told him. I could not have told my brother. No. And that's why it's funny to me, because I reached out to Melvin, and coincidentally I say that. I reached out to Melvin earlier. Congratulations on your wedding and your wife and all that. And again, did not mean any disrespect. I was just saying, hey, where a weed at? That's all, But at the time,
I was just looking for the plug.
No, like, I ain't want your man, baby. I ain't want your man.
Oh, Lord. You had one of them. Okay, yeah.
She went in on me, like,
oh, God.
What do you want with him? Like, what?
I saw somebody I went to middle school with who's known in Woodbridge, right? Listen, he's like this, like nothing ever. I saw him at a go-go one time. I was like, oh, yo! See, he goes, when I tell you, his bitch popped up, like, it was like smoke. And then she comes around like this, and she was looking, she was like this, and I was like, oh, I don't want him.
Okay, like that.
I'm here with a girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, look, y'all gotta calm down. Y'all gotta calm down out there. Not everybody wants your man.
But I will say, because people be like, oh my God, how can she come out here and no, I'm exposing my damn self, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. I'm exposing myself. I waited 30 years for this. 30 years for this. And I didn't give a damn how long it was gonna take. It's gonna get out, and it was gonna get out. It's out now. And y'all gonna get used to seeing my face. Because this ain't the only place I'm gonna be talking. And I'm gonna keep on talking. I got hella stories, and I'm gonna keep on talking.
So if you could say anything to the people who violated you, what would you say?
Y'all lucky there's something called a statute of limitation. Because I would have the feds on your ass. Flat out. And don't get it twisted, because y'all ain't stopped nothing. I done been married, 3 or 4 times. I got 5 kids. I've been pregnant 8 times.
Okay,
it's nothing to brag about, saying I've been pregnant 8 times. I lost the babies because of the difficulties that I was having because of y'all. But I got 5 healthy children, so that it don't matter. It don't matter.
Praise God.
Still here.
So, what's next for you?
I'm writing.
Good.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a lot of writing.
Do you think you're gonna try to get, like a book published or?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I would hope to, and honestly,
it's easy to publish yourself. You can do it.
I am. I'm really gonna.
I can definitely put you in contact with some people who can help you.
Thank you, Mom.
For sure, you can definitely do it. You don't have to have a big publishing house, and then they might pick you up later. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you can definitely do that. I think you should definitely do that. I also think that I am going to try to reach out this week to 2 people I know who make movies, because I really think it needs to be a movie. I really do. It's so many parts and pieces, and I can see it in my head. One is someone who has been on here before, who put me in my first movie. And the next is I have another person coming on who just released Broken Behaviors Part 2. Y'all check it out on Tubi and Amazon Prime. Caroline Smiley. I'm not saying that they are, but they may know someone who is looking, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Networking is very important, because I really think more people need to hear your story, because, and we're focusing on Woodbridge, of course, where we're from. We're focusing on those particular things that happen. But if y'all watch the first episode, there was a whole family dynamic. And a lot of us came from a very different family dynamic. And it has shaped some situations that we got put in, or that, just different things have shaped us. You heard me say I've been on my own since I was 15. I'm not lying. Like, it was wild. I'm sorry. After I raised my kids, I'm like, the stuff that was going on is wild. Did you feel like that when you was raising your children? Yeah, it's like, what? It don't really hit you until you get older and you realize the age of that age. And you're like, wow. Or I remember when this, and this happened at that age, or this happened to this person at that, But I do think your story needs to be told to the masses, because the bravery that it has taken you to finally, after all these years, be able to look in that camera and be like, You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
no matter what, you know, that's really, really dope. And I'm very proud of you.
Sandra finger on y'all niggas. Like, on some real, because they know what they did.
Oh, they know what they did. Mm-hmm. Let me just say, I did get inboxes from people too. So it kind of confirmed for me who wasn't there or knew nothing about it. Mm-hmm. It kind of confirmed for me who wasn't there but had heard about it. And it kind of confirmed for me who was there and was involved. Because I'm smart. So sometimes it's what you don't say. Sometimes it's what you do say. You understand what I'm saying? But if you thought you was fooling me, I'm not fooled. I'm not fooled at all. But,
and I didn't say nothing. Like I don't have to, because y'all going to hell. Mm-hmm. You're going to hell. And I hope your wife find out. And you shouldn't be around no kids either.
And Eric, you're a weirdo.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I know it was him.
You specifically, because I already shared with the last episode what he was stalking me as an adult. Weird shit. And every couple of years, he's a new page. Like it's a
new page. That's why I'm
weird.
Not on Facebook because of him.
I could definitely attest to that part of it. Like, for sure. But y'all better get right, because Judgment Day is upon us. That's what it feels like to me. And I feel like, Amanda, you are completely correct. I feel like this is a launch pad to other things. This is a launch pad, because what happens is energy is real. So if you put all this bad energy on somebody, they might carry the heaviness of that bad energy while, you know, having their good energy fight it. And eventually that energy has to go somewhere. And when it does, it comes right back to the sender, and it's 10 times worse. So all the bad stuff that she just described that she had to go through, you better get right, because your kids can be affected, your cousins, your sisters, your mom, you better get it right. And how you get it right, I don't know. Because like she said, statute of limitations is ran out, but it needs to be something.
Because I still have to do pelvic floor therapy. They don't even know what they did. Like, I don't even, like...
Do you want to touch on the medical stuff a little bit? Or do you not?
No, it's okay. Besides the HPV strains that I had, which I do not, and then again, I'm going to show my records. I'm good. Dealing with that, being burned by acid on 4 separate occasions. And I used to have to ask her, can you blow it or something? Like, what the... There's nothing going... Like, they straight just... Break down your... Oh, and it was everywhere. When I tell you, they was trying to put them everywhere, they was everywhere. And not only that, sex... Yes, I got 5 kids, and I participate. But it's very painful. And it damn near made me be an alcoholic, because that's the only way that I can without it hurting. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that. But that's why I don't drink often, you know, but when I do. But yeah, that's what alcohol equates to kind of sex with me. With that.
Because that's what you was using to cope through. Right. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and I'm very shy. Like I've always been a shy person, and I've never been overly sexual. I never sexualized myself. I literally that night had on a big oversized coat, looking bummy as hell, probably with a ponytail that I still wear to this day. A ponytail to the back. Y'all know I used to wear a damn ponytail every day on the top of my head. I looked bogus, and they still attack me like that, and I don't understand. And I do believe, I'm not mad at Melvin, but if Melvin wouldn't have did what he did and went to jail, I don't think that would have happened. So, but shout out to you, you know.
Because you feel like he would have been there to not allow that to go down.
Yeah. And I don't know if he knows. I'm sure he knows. And anybody, I always ask about Jose Cook. Anybody know where he is?
He went to prison for murder,
yes,
but then he came home. I got a friend request from him a couple years ago, but I never see him post or anything.
He always stayed on my mind.
Jose was my boyfriend for like a week. He was in middle school.
We was good friends.
Remember, Jose had one of them touch shirts that would change the color.
Yes, I remember.
I was like, oh.
I remember it.
Like, oh, he cool. He got the changing shirt color. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he stayed on your mind.
I don't know why. We never dated or I had a crush on. He was just my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Him, Dante Jones. Like I hung out with a lot of men.
Dante crazy ass.
I hung out with a lot of men, but those were not the ones that I was hanging out with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So. But I'm here though.
Now the Melvin you talk about, I think I might. You have to tell me the last name off the camera because I think I know who that is. But he got a smushed up face.
He got a sister.
Okay. But is there anything else you would like to share? That is a lot to take in. I do want to, continue to give you this platform to speak up, and anything in the future that you need to speak on, you can always reach out. But for now, is there anything else you want to say in regards to this topic?
I just want to tell men that if a woman says no, it's no. Period. Stop trying to lead women on. Stop drugging women. Stop putting stuff in their drinks. Stop thinking it's cool to mess with them when they sleep. Stop thinking it's cool to mess with women when they're intoxicated. Stop being a fucking raper. How about that? That's what I want to say. Men, control your damn dicks and stop being rapists. That's it.
And stop taking advantage of vulnerable women just because you can. Just because you see somebody vulnerable, there should be something in you that kicks in. Ooh, they're vulnerable. Let me help them. Not, ooh, they're vulnerable. Let me make their life a living hell. There's a character flaw there. If that's what you see when you see somebody in need or underage, there's all kinds of things. Like, y'all, get it together for real. Were you fearful of coming to Virginia?
Slightly, but I got my Secret Service outside.
That's what I'm talking about. Breaker 5-6.
Right.
Breaker. I love it. I love it. That's right. Secret Service. I just want to thank you for coming on. I think Cedric fell asleep because he was working modeling. He was like, I'm ready. He told me, EK, I got a nice comfortable spot to record at. And then he just went radio silent. So I think he fell asleep, but it's okay. I'm glad we had this nice intimate talk on everything. Definitely hold me to what I said though. I'm not drunk. I'm not, and I don't just say things and say things. I have lupus. I forget things. I want to connect you and make sure they watch these 2 episodes. For sure. And then if you need help with the book, because I am a published author, I was featured in another person's book, but I do kind of know a little bit about the process, and I know an editor. I know a couple of things. I also have a client and a dear friend who is a published author. She writes children's books, and she, I think, worked with a publishing house. So I've seen it happen both ways, and I can definitely connect you to those people. Saying when you're ready for those connections, for sure. That's one thing about me. I know some people now. But you know why? Because I'm a good person. When you're good and you do good by people, you do have a lot of, you build connections, and nobody's going to be like, oh, Mona, don't talk to me. Mona told you, you don't want people, you don't want, smut on your name. And anybody who says otherwise and don't fuck with me, fuck you. Because you're lying. Or maybe not. I look back and I was mean sometimes here and there to certain people, but I feel like they deserved it. You know what I'm saying? I really do.
You're always a sweetheart, though.
Thank you. I always try to. I really am a sweet. Like, if you get in my circle, it's hard to get in sometimes, but if you get in there, I'm such a lover girl, sweetheart. I really am. Thank you. But the reason why it's hard to get in sometimes is because of all the shit, over the years, and you be like, okay, I gotta protect myself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just want love. What's up, Travis? I see you watching. You caught it a little late, but you got to go back and do the replay. You know what I'm saying? And if I would have known where you was, I could have. Man, I'm all messed up.
Okay.
Messed up about I could have got you some bud there, whatever. But, anyways.
It's okay. I got it from DC.
There you go. There you go. There you go. And then I could have told you to come down because you could just go right in the store. Yeah. Right in the store here. It's nice. Anywho, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Next week, let me see who is on the calendar. Let me see. I think next week is Hot Topics. Because I was leaving that week open for somebody who's trying to clear their schedule. And then March 1st will be Carolyn Smiley. That is writer and producer and director, I believe, but maybe not director. She'll tell you when she get here. Okay. Anyways, Broken Behaviors and several other amazing feats online. And hey Trina, she from Woodbridge too. She Garfield. Okay. Yeah, she Garfield girl. My hat was made by her best friend Loso Threads, also from Woodbridge.
I love it.
You know, but thank you. I have two of them actually, because he made us two. I have a red one and this one. Very, very dope. Mm-hmm. So, I know that you're, not going to be here for a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? But let's go get something to eat because I'm a big back. If your Secret Service is okay with it, we can go, get a little bite real quick or whatever. If not, that's cool too. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. We greatly appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Also, if anybody is interested in being on Bonnets and Bullshit or Blunts and Bullshit, y'all already know what it is. Hit me up. We're almost at capacity for Blunts and Bullshit. I think I have a spot for 1 to 2 more people. Bonnets and Bullshit, I think I got a spot for 2 more people. And Trina, get back to me if you ever figured out if y'all were going to be able to or not. Or if you need the date, I can understand that because I got to pick a date. But anyways, everyone have a fantastic week. If you have anything specifically that you want to ask, like follow-up questions in regards to Amanda's story, feel free to reach out to me and DM me. I will send them to her. If she wants to answer them, she can, and we can, put them on another episode or something like that. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you guys have a great, great week. Bye.